Hello, everybody. Josh, Clearing Waivers podcast here, back at you with another Clearing Waivers podcast episode. I believe this is episode 32. Excited, good number there. But we're going to get back into sports and kind of talk about like what's going on recently or what we can kind of talk about as far as the Chiefs go. But before we do that, we're going to check in with the co-host per usual. Rance, how was your week?
Going pretty good. Woke up this morning with some eye problems, had a sty or
pink eye,
just some shit that I've never, most people don't get. So I've been doctoring that all day. So I was a game time decision to be on here, but I'm a gamer, so
playing through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done. That's what we do here. If we're just podcasting and speaking to a microphone, we don't need to see anything.
That's right. Just got to battle through.
Our vision's usually blurry anyways. Kitty, how was your week?
Week's going good. As you can see, I've changed my Zoom background yet again. Got myself in charge of a dog and 2 rabbits this week. So having a good time here.
I did not know you're a rabbit watcher too.
This is the first time doing that, and they're kind of jerks.
How does one tend to a rabbit? What does the rabbit need? How do you tend to a rabbit?
They don't need a whole lot of much. Just filling pellets back up, cleaning the cage, and then they have a little outdoor pen for these rabbits as well. So take them in and out a couple times a day. But they don't want to be picked up, even though you're taking them outside, which they seem to enjoy. Or when you bring them back in, they're not happy. You're just constantly unhappy animals.
And make sure they don't get killed by the dog.
The dog doesn't give 2 shits about the rabbits.
That's wild.
Care less, surprisingly. Yeah.
That's wild. Not a rabbit dog.
Nope.
Not a rabbit retriever. Well, it's exciting to see you in a new location. So we'll see if that affects you. I mean, it's not. It's a road game for you. So
and that's true.
We'll see how that's affecting you.
My draft might be worse than usual.
True. We'll see. Brian, how was your week?
It was good. I was happy that Sunday gave us a little unexpected rivalry hatred online when they showed the new doc, the Maguire versus Sosa doc. And I didn't realize how many Cubs fans I follow on Twitter, and they just got so butthurt that Sammy Sosa wasn't shown enough, and it was made by a Cardinals fan, and blah, 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 and it was back and forth. And I just love to see that rivalry hatred, the spite.
Yep. It's almost like we didn't just watch a 10-part documentary about a Chicago team.
Exactly.
Completely forgot all about that already.
Distant memory.
Give us our credit. And I didn't really think it was that imbalanced. I thought they gave Sammy plenty of shine.
And when they did give Sammy a time to interview, he basically was kissing McGuire's ass the whole time, saying, That guy's the man. Do you want to hear more of that, Cubs fans? I don't think so.
I don't.
No. When they asked him that tough question about, like, were you using steroids? Do you think it was illegal? He's just like, I'm happy, man. I don't care. I don't know. I can't tell you anything else. I'm just happy. It was like, I really don't know what else to say on that either, man.
He's dodged and deflected those bullets for years.
Yep. Everybody else was doing it, so.
Yep. I thought it was interesting that he hasn't been back to Wrigley Field.
Not even invited.
They
don't want him.
It's wild.
That's weird.
Wild stuff.
That is a crazy stance.
McGuire's in the Cardinals Hall of Fame.
Yep. No shame in that franchise.
Yeah, they don't give a shit, do they?
Right. Yeah. Sammy Sosa. That is a bizarre thing to not invite him ever back after what he did. I mean, those teams. That was back when the Cubs were also losing 90 games a year, and then, I mean, that was one thing. Finally, something to watch for the Cubs fans every day.
Oh, the Cardinals fan that produced this, he pointed out how bad they were when they started.
Plenty of attention.
Talking about how the bar had to give out like 50-cent beers to try to get fans to come and shit like that.
Was that like
the
first 13 games or something like that before they got their first win?
Yeah.
Did they not make the playoffs that year?
They did.
They did. The year he hit 66, right? I thought that's what it said on the doc, that they made the playoffs.
And he was the MVP, which I had no idea about.
And the Cardinals actually didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
Yep. That was interesting. It was definitely an interesting doc. It was pretty boring. It did not need to be 2 hours long. No, it did not. But it did have some interesting stuff. we could talk about this some other time, but the fact that McGuire was like, we didn't even know who Sosa was. It's like, he's a division guy. He's been in the division with you for at least a season. You definitely know who Sammy Sosa is. Nope, no clue. No clue.
Well, they're both transplants. They came from other original teams. So
yep. It was an interesting doc, but didn't need to be 2 hours. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to need one of you guys to ask me how my week was.
All right, Josh. How was your week?
How was it? Tell us.
Thanks for asking me, guys. So the answer actually lies in our first shenanigan of the evening. Very exciting. Never done this before. We're going to play 2 lies and 1 truth, and I'm going to give you 3 things, and you're going to try to spot the 2 lies and the 1 truth of the 3 things. Okay, and this is going to tell you how my week was. Ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1. After our music biopic talk last week, I brainstormed a Sir Mix-a-Lot biopic about all of his life struggles that culminates in him recording Baby Got Back. So dramatic. I'm going to call it Baby Got Life. That's 1. That might be a lie. That might be true. Number 2, I created a new mini game where I put up the no slam toilet seat just enough to where it'll slowly rise and I start to pee, and I try to time it and thread the needle without getting any splashes on it.
That sounds like a fact.
I might have done that this week.
Yeah,
I also might have
true.
number 3. I also might have grilled corn dogs on the outside grill instead of microwaving or put them in the oven. So one of those things is true. One of those things is true. 2 of them are false.
Only one of those is true.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think you've dreamed of timing the toilet thing, but never had the balls to go through with it. So I'm going to go corn dog.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. I mean, that Mix-a-Lot, though, sounds – all the details of that Sir Mix-a-Lot biopic, though, does kind of make me feel that's possible truth
Stinky
as well.
cheese, maybe.
But I'll go with corn dogs.
Okay. Rance, what do you think?
That's what I was kind of thinking. I can see you grilling up some corn dogs. That seems
on brand.
Pretty on brand. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the answer is all 3 of them are true. I spent a lot of time thinking and doing all 3 of those this week. So my week has been great. So thanks for asking, guys. We're gonna get back to the real deal here. I told you we're gonna get back to sports with Clear the Waivers. We're gonna talk a little bit about the MLB coming back, not coming back. Damn it to hell. Major League Baseball is in an absolute hot mess right now. We'll talk a little bit about that. Despite all that, they did go through with an MLB draft this week. The Royals did pick out some good players that we kind of liked. It seemed like they got pretty good scores all around, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Kitty and Rance watched a little bit golf this week, so I'm going to give them
a lot of golf.
I'm going to give them about 3 minutes to talk about golf, and then we're going to move into our friends over at the Spoken podcast brought up a decent point about Travis Kelce and his contract. So I thought it'd be a little interesting to do a little Chiefs players keep trade cut. So we're going to do a little bit of that too, and then get back into the regular shenanigans, which we are doing a kind of a new game, new shenanigan within those. So we'll kind of do that. But let's jump right into it here. The MLB is an absolute dumpster fire. Everybody hates the commissioner. Everybody hates I think it's safe to say that everybody hates the owners at this point.
Not everybody. It's when I see on Twitter, there's a lot of people that are still carrying an owner's water. Like the players are the issue here. Players need to players should play the game. This is ridiculous.
The people that I see that are even remotely in the owner's corner are saying that it's a problem on both sides.
Some of the stuff I've seen. It's Twitter. So a bunch of dum-dums on there.
Including us.
Right, me. I'm on there as well. Right, commenting.
But the MLB sent a proposal to the players' union. The players then countered, pretty much said that this is not going to do it. So Commissioner Manfred, just tell us when and where, and we'll be there and do your mandated 48-game schedule. And at the draft, Manfred said he's 100% confident. Before the draft, he said he was 100% confident there would be 2020 baseball. And then came out yesterday, said, well, I'm no longer 100% sure. I think there's still a decent chance that there's not baseball. But but Trevor Bauer on Twitter kind of broke it all down, what he's doing, what the commissioner's doing at this point. He's still just buying time to kind of fit into a 40 to 50 game schedule without having giving the players any kind of leverage in a grievance later down the road. But he's kind of thinking that he's kind of did the back math, and he thinks that the real deadline is June 28th. So at this point, that might be the start of the season. But I want to kind of toss it around to you guys. How are you feeling about the possibility of MLB baseball? Do you think there's still going to be a mandated amount of games? Do you think that it's completely screwed at this point? Where are you at, Brian?
I think they'll eventually come with a deal, because it seems like after the players said, well, set a schedule and let us know when to show up, basically asking for the mandated schedule. And then inevitably that kicks into the fact that both sides then end up filing grievances when that happens. And this going into negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement in 2021 or the end of the next year looks like a total disaster when you got grievances going on. And it just looks so bad. I think they want, even if it's close to that short window and all that stuff, I think they are Manfred's desperately trying to make a deal happen. I don't know if it will, but I think we're going to see baseball one way or another that may get to bloody blows where they're playing that forced schedule, and we got grievances filed, and the future just looks completely horrible for it. And what I really want to do is like a hockey face-off. When they bring these people into the circle, the whole intent was there's clear rules they're expecting you so we can quickly get back to the game. And if somebody's fucking off, the ref goes, hey, you're fucking out. You're fucking in. And we're back in the ring, and we try to figure out how to get back in the fucking game. Because when I listen to Pass and Tell about this deep-seated mistrust and this deep-seated, like, they are hunkered down, they hate each other. Yep. I want a clean house on both sides. Negotiators on both sides, I want them all gone. Because if they're going to come into that next collective bargaining, we've seen how much of a travesty this is and how not well these people work together. Get them out. Get some fresh perspective in there. Maybe, if this was your agent looking for a house for you, you would have fired them 2 months ago. Get these people out of my life.
It seems like at this point, the commissioner is probably taking the most heat from what social media is kind of. Everybody hates the commissioner. I think if there was something that every MLB fan can agree on, it's Manfred sucks.
Right?
Which is such an interesting thing, because he is trying to protect the game where he sees best, but I think the owner's got him in his pocket, obviously.
Oh, yeah. It's very similar to how Goodell, same with NFL. Like, all the focus is always on people hating Goodell. No one hates the owners. Yep. Everyone hates Goodell. So Manfred, they're basically put Manfred in that same spot where take the heat off the owners. Franchise Royals sold for, what was that, $200 million when initially bought the team. David Glass sold it for $1 billion.
Yes. Yep.
Players saw zero of that money, basically. Yes. And we're supposed to say, oh, God, I can't believe the owner's taking on. How dare the players not spread the risk with the owners? They don't get any of the profits when franchises go up tenfold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous that the owners are trying to heap the blame on players for not wanting to go back and play and carry some of this risk that we've already taken on. So, and
I've seen plenty of stories where current players are like paying minor leaguers their much as their salary as they can.
They don't want to pay the minor leaguers.
Yeah.
They're helping pay furloughed workers. This is not their is not their bag. They're doing it for probably the publicity, but they're trying to do their good faith too. I think that's pretty. And then you have teams like the Royals, who seem like from the top to bottom, they want to get out there. From Sherman to Dayton Moore to all the players, it seems like they're all on the same page. Just let's go. Let's stop playing these stupid games. What Merrifield tweeted the other, was it Monday, maybe Saturday? Just like, let's go. I'm tired of this not having baseball crap. Let's go, type of thing. And Dayton Moore was pretty much the same way.
Yeah, and you guys referred to the risk that they're talking about taking here. And from an owner's perspective, when you talk about taking a risk, the greatest risk of all is you bungling up this so bad that you lose fans and the game just tanks. Yep. And then your franchises aren't worth shit anymore. That's take this short-term loss and keep the game alive, keep going up, and you'll still be able to sell your franchises for billions if the game's still alive. But if you kill it right now, that's called risk, buddy. That's not thinking long term.
And it's wild that the owners don't seem to understand the opportunity at the moment. So you have the opportunity to be the only game in town outside of golf. Shout out Rance and Kitty. You have the opportunity to grow so many fans. You're not the NFL. These fans are not going to be around by the time you figure out this collective bargaining agreement. It's going to be dead. Like, I am already questioning, am I going to be a fan in a year when I can't take any more news about a negotiation
and a lockout?
Am I going to give a shit anymore afterwards? Probably not. Probably not. And that's not even close to being the players' fault. Rance, what are you thinking here? You got anything we haven't said already?
No, I think what you guys were saying, I think people are losing interest now. If they don't get something done. I know they've been back and forth on how many games they're going to play this year. If they end up playing 48 games or whatever, what is the new proposal on how? Are they back to 48? Are they I know that was at 89 at one time.
The understood thing, a lot of people think that Manfred's going to mandate somewhere between 50 and 60 games.
Yeah.
And then figure out the salaries from there. They're just going to tell the players what they're going to make. But I think the big thing here without fans is that extra playoff money. They're going to expand the playoffs, going to make it a week longer, I think. And I think that's the main idea here for the owners and commissioner.
Yeah.
That's basically the only leverage that the players have in this is the owners need their buy-off on expanding the playoffs so that they can make more money in that way. And I don't think, Josh, it's Manfred going to decide how much of the money they make. They have to make a schedule based on getting their full prorated salary, whatever those games are, because they came to that agreement in March.
Right.
And so he would basically be choosing, the owners telling him how many games it would be that they could make their full prorated salary and still consider it a okay loss.
Yeah.
Right.
If they're playing 50 or 60 games, I don't know that I'll have that much interest, honestly. I watched some of the games. I was looking up some stats. The Nationals win the World Series, but they start off 18 and 32 last year.
Yep.
Well, their season's over. You play 50 games,
Right,
and they won the World Series last year. So what?
I'm kind of on the opposite side of that. I think a shorter season would be exciting for teams like the Royals because we've seen them get hot.
Well, you can get some lesser teams in there. Is what you're exactly right. You get a team that's really talented and starts off slow like the Nationals did last year. Well, they're not going to make the playoffs. You get somebody that's not very good that starts off the season real hot. There you go. You got a chance to get in there and do something. When you're playing 50, 60 game schedule, I guess, every game will absolutely mean something at that point.
It makes everybody hasty and brings up the drama factor a little bit more. Teams get out to the slow starts that the Nationals do a Nationals thing this time. They really got to put their pedal to the metal and pedal to the metal. That's messing with me now. They really got to step up the effort, and you're going to see fights. You're going to see a lot more tight play, I think, and I'm into that. I'm into the expanded playoffs because of you might get worse or what is happening tonight. You might get worse teams in there, but I also love me an underdog. I love me all the underdogs.
Josh, you know what that sounds like? A short season where maybe more teams than usual have a chance to win, but it's still exciting as hell. That sounds a lot like March Madness. It may be not the best way to decide who the best team in the country is, but by God, it's exciting, and everyone loves to watch it.
I like that idea a lot. Let's do that.
64 teams. There we go. Let's do it.
It's a double elimination.
One game series everywhere.
There's no off season next year. It just rolls right back into spring training. The other interesting thing about this is how the owners kept repackaging the same deal in different ways. It's kind of like I saw somebody liken it to when you go to the car dealership and they just keep bringing you back different offers back and forth, but it's the same bottom line type of thing. That's some real tricky shit, and that's a decent way to keep the public kind of still thinking you're trying and you're negotiating in good faith at this point. But yeah, like I said, it's a shit show. Well, I don't know if we're going to see it. I'm at this point, I'm totally in for 50 games and expanded playoffs. If we get 80 games, fantastic. But just please stop fucking it up. Just please don't do this anymore. Let's go. Let's move on here. We talked a little bit about the MLB draft. Was last Thursday, started last Thursday, went through Saturday, I believe. Royals picked up 5 guys in the draft, 6 guys. What did I say? 6 guys. 6 guys in that draft, and they came back and signed 6 more undrafted free agents. And so I guess the draft picks came out. Asa Lacy went number 4 overall, which nobody thought that he would be there at that pick. So that's really, really cool. Came back, got Nick Lofton, a shortstop from Baylor. At the end of that round, the second round, they got Ben Hernandez, which is a right-handed pitcher out of Illinois High School, or in Illinois High School in Illinois. There's not one general high school in Illinois.
Just one school.
Illinois High School.
You know, it's a powerhouse because all the kids from Illinois are in there.
Every state title's theirs.
Yep. Came back, added Tyler Gentry, an outfielder from Alabama, and Christian Chamberlain, a left-handed pitcher from Oregon State. Will Klein also added from Eastern Illinois as a right-handed pitcher. So I guess let's start there. Kitty, what's your kind of, I guess, round overarching opinion about this draft class, at least?
I don't follow the prospects and the amateur circuit too well, so all I really know about is whether people have been talking about, and just like you mentioned, how that first round pick where everyone thought, all right, we have 3, there are 3 players, and then it's a crapshoot after 3.
Yep.
Royals had pick 4, so everyone's like, well, they're not going to get one of those top 3 guys, and they end up getting one of the top 3, so should be a good draft. And then I keep seeing all this information about these undrafted free agents they keep signing. That seems like they've got a really good class of those guys too, where they really kind of got a lot of the top guys that were out there. So it looks like they did a pretty good job here.
Yep. Yeah. It just seemed like there was a top 3 kind of consensus, and then when it got to the Royals at 4, 2 of them were still out with Austin Martin, Asa Lacy. Asa Lacy, left-handed pitcher out of Texas A&M, MLB Pipeline's number 3 overall player and the best pitching prospect in the draft.
Yeah, they showed that. What was it, the stat where they had him against the other like top 10 picks, and they were like 1 of 18 against them or something like that. It was just he had ridiculous numbers against the other top prospects, hitting prospects out there.
Mm-hmm. Rance, what's your take of this draft class?
I mean, it looks like over the next couple of years they're going to have an abundance of arms to at least choose from. I mean, that's really where they've went in the draft a lot here recently, is developing and getting some big time arms. Guys that can really bring it mid 90s, upper 90s from what I can tell. I thought they might draft a little bit more position players, but what was it in those 6 picks? What was it, 4 pitchers and 2 position players or something like that?
We got Nick Lofton, who's a shortstop / utility guy. Tyler Gentry from Alabama is an outfielder. Is the only 2 position guys they pulled out of that draft.
Yeah. So, I mean,
3 college pitchers and a high school arm. Yep.
And then they got those college guys. They took a couple of them out of Florida last year, right? I believe. So it'll be exciting to see those guys come up in the next few years, I think, and get some big time arms up there. Hopefully,
you could probably plug Lacy in. I kind of seems like the consensus is he's now the number 2 prospect in the Royals position behind Bobby Witt Jr. So you're having Asa Lacy, Daniel Lynch, Brady Singer, Jackson Kowar, and Chris Bubik. That's a solid 5. And then they got a lot of lottery ticket arms that could make or break it, pop into the conversation again, or end up in the bullpen as strong bullpen arms. So it is very, very interesting that not only are they going college pitching, but seems like they're sticking with the SEC quite a bit, which is kind of cool. Kind of people kind of consensusly agree that the SEC is probably the strongest conference in college basketball or college baseball. So I can totally understand why they're going that way. Brian, what are you thinking?
Yep, I'm with you guys. I totally support keep stocking that rotation and keep stocking it with proven guys in the best conference in baseball. And you get studs out of the SEC, they go against other studs week in and week out. And when they still put up dominant numbers, you feel a lot better about their projection going forward when they start facing other guys that are advanced guys as they go through the levels, that they can keep continuing to have success. And it's just they've kind of avoided these last couple of years of taking seemingly the super risk reward type guys, high school kids. Bobby Witt, everyone's just assuming is going to be a really star someday. But besides him, they've even with the hitters like taking Lofton and the outfielder, it seems like guys are like these guys they have a high floor. They may not be a huge ceiling guy. The ceiling of Nick Lofton may be Whit Merrifield, which Royals fans would take. But you didn't draft a guy that might be Altuve or a superstar type of player.
Yep.
You're getting a really good guy that might be a utility player. He might be your everyday second baseman. He's probably not going to be a 10-time All-Star, but we're gonna get you position players that can help this dominant, hopefully, pitching staff going forward for years, because we really haven't seen a team built with power arms come to the Royals, and I don't know how long. Have we ever had power arms like this, like on the brink? I know we had the Sports Illustrated cover, right, of all the guys that got hurt.
That's
Duffy.
As close as probably we would probably get to this point.
I mean, besides the bullpen having a few power arms, to come out of there, real quick, 3 in a row, when they were on that run. But I can't think of anybody that could really just flat bring it in the starting rotation in a while.
Because someone, pointed out too that these guys that we're talking about, they're all like 6'4", 6'6". These are horse guys. They're built like Brad Keller.
Clydesdales, baby.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too is because there's guys like Brad Keller that are already here. So we don't necessarily need all 5 or all 6 of these top guys to really come through and stay healthy, because it's impossible usually to expect guys like that to stay healthy, not have to go Tommy John. Continued success and be dominant through level after level after level. So it's great to have options. And I love the aspect of we're going to give you these power arms, even if 2 out of 5, 3 of the 5 continue on and be studs down the year. We're also supplementing that with solid position players, probably really good defenders. We know Dayton loves defenders playing defense. So they're going to play good defense, and they just may not have we've got potential stars that are already young potential stars that are already on this team. If Hunter Dozier is really a thing, Alberto Mondesi, he could be as good as anybody in the game.
Yep.
So we've got some young guys to mix in with these young pitching to be a team eventually. They're not there yet, but it's not just we just got these young arms to count on to be a good team in the next 2 or 3 years. There's young solid guys on the team right now that just don't have enough help.
And people forget Keller is still only 25.
Yeah, he's young.
So he's not. He's going to be around for at least another 3 or 4 years, and that could be if they extend him. It could be even longer. And he could be just as good out of that pen. The other cool thing about this core 5 now, it used to be core 4, but if I say 5, is 3 of them are lefties, and that is awesome. That's really, really cool between Lacey and Lynch and Bubik. If Bubik is your 5 and those are your 5, that's a super cheap rotation for 6 years that you're just filling in cracks with free agents, just throwing money at those dudes. Extending Mondesi, extending Soler, extending Witt, extending Salvi. All these guys are going to start getting a little bit more expensive. So if you got a cheap ass rotation that is just nails, then it's a hell of a foundation to kind of build off of. And Kitty, you kind of mentioned the undrafted free agent class that they've kind of got going here. Baseball America, and it seems like everybody across the board is just saying the Royals are just raking all these great leftover players. Sal Garza from LSU is a catcher, good power. Kale Emshoff was I believe is what everybody was saying was the best remaining player that went undrafted. He could definitely be a really solid bat. Also catcher, John McMillan regularly hits 100. A.J. Block out of Washington State, Tucker Bradley, Chase Wallace. Everybody's saying that the Royals on that first day signing all these kids is going to be a huge, huge deal. And considering there's only 5 rounds, those dudes would have been picked in the draft at some point. So it's not even like you're signing a bunch of nobodies. These guys would have been picked.
30-round draft where you're picking up just random people at that point. So
how did that work? Like we talked about a week ago, there was like 40 rounds in the Major League Baseball draft. And like you said, there's 5. I mean, is it just a free-for-all then?
It is.
Because, there's tons of players in the player pool after. I mean, hundreds. And
there's a cap on the bonus you give them. You can only give them $20K, which is crazy. I mean, this is
every team's offering everybody $20K at that point, and whoever the players want to go with.
The advantage the Royals have in this situation is they have promised to pay all their minor leaguers, where a lot of other teams aren't. So if the teams are even in the market to pay any of these guys, they're not guaranteed a check because at that point they're considered minor leaguers. So
I'm going to guess
the Royals.
I'm going to guess the A's had trouble.
The A's and the
recruiting.
Angels, not great.
But you mentioned those guys, and your guys at Royals Review just tweeted out this afternoon of the top 500 that were left undrafted according to Baseball America. The Royals have signed a third of them.
That's
of
awesome.
all the guys that have signed since the draft. There's 30 teams, and I got a third of their top 500 that went undrafted.
This is that part where while they are all zigging, you zag type of thing.
I guess
this is a great. I mean, a rebuilding team. It kind of seems like a super obvious thing that these guys are super cheap talent that could actually turn into dudes. And finally, our team is doing the right thing, doing the obvious thing, and just bringing them all in, bringing as many. I saw Lynn Worthy he wrote in the Kansas City Star that Dayton Moore has the green light to sign as many of them as he wants to, and that's such a good opportunity. Why pass up? Go get on a shopping spree. Let's fill up this system with dudes.
Yep.
So I'm excited about what they've done. It seemed like Asa Lacy was the big hot trending pick. Was one of the best players in the draft, and the Royals get him and just continue to build that rotation for the future like we talked about. So I'm excited for Royals baseball. If that ever becomes a thing again, I'll be excited to see where it is in a couple of years. But we can kind of see how that goes. Let's put an end on the Major League Baseball talk and move into what everybody's waiting for. 3 to 5 minutes of golf talk. I'm gonna take a quick nap real quick. You guys.
Oh, no.
He's so full of it. He's such a
well, there was a PGA Tour event this weekend. You guys did watch quite a bit of it. Did you guys have any? I guess Rance. Let's start with you. How'd your DFS lineups go?
I won $6.
Hey!
All right, there we go.
When you play those golf lineups, I mean, to get into some decent money, everybody's got to make the cut. And I had Shoffley played really well. I had Morikawa, both, second and third. I had Sung J M that was in there. Kisner both made the cut, but Kevin Na and Webb Simpson both killed me because they did not make the cut. So if you're going to make money, everybody's got to make the cut. So a measly $6, but I was glad to get back in the game and watch some golf. I'm looking forward to RBC Heritage coming up
You're
Thursday.
ready to go.
Man.
All right, got another one.
Turn it around.
Fire up those lineups.
Got that $6 ready to burn a hole in your pocket.
How much money did you put in on the weekend?
Well, I put two $20 lineups in, so I lost $34.
Well, but you had, that's $34 worth of adrenaline you gained.
Oh, but I loved it. I loved watching it. I like watching golf. that's kind of my thing in the afternoons on Thursday.
Fair enough.
When I'm not doing anything.
Right.
And all the big guns were there, except for Tiger.
Right,
You had Koepka there, you had Spieth there, you had Rory there, you had JT there, DeChambeau was there, and DJ was there. He didn't make the cut, but, I think a lot of these tournaments and people that enjoy golf, you're going to see some big names playing in a lot of these tournaments to start this, to get back started. Right. So that was fun to see. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kitty, what were the kind of standouts that you saw this weekend?
Well, as one of the guys that Rance mentions is Colin Morikawa, and he's went through the Korn Ferry Tour, so he went through the minor league tour first, the lower level tour 1 year to.
It's like the minor leagues of
golf. That's what it's called.
Korn Ferry.
It's been named several different. It used to be the Web.com.
It used to be called the Web.com. Yeah.
And it was something else before that. They just sponsorships get it, and then they just name it for a couple years, and then
The
someone else gets it.
GoDaddy.
But yeah, at some point it will be the GoDaddy tour. He's made start his professional career. He has made 21 straight cuts, and the record for that is Tiger with 25. So he is closing in on a Tiger Woods record, which is, I mean, if you're closing in on a Tiger Woods record, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the wins yet, but I mean,
he's won once, but he's been up there several times already.
He's already ranked 27th in the world.
How old is he?
23.
23.
Like
nice.
Yeah, and so I mean, already up to 27th in the world. The guy's got game, so it's impressive to watch. Just Xander looked like I mean, the best part about Sunday was at one point it looked like there was going to be a 6-way playoff, and then some guys got hot, and then some guys got cold with missing putts, and it was just kind of exciting to have some drama on a live sporting event on the weekend there on Sunday afternoon. So, it's such a sport that lends itself to no fans.
Yeah.
Some of the
They
guys
could have been playing the whole time is what I don't understand. I mean, they literally could have been playing. They couldn't have missed a step and played the whole time.
Right. Some of these guys probably like the fans being there just to have a little more adrenaline rush at some points. But at the same time, if you're playing for those huge paychecks, that should be enough of an adrenaline rush right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And, I mean, announcers don't have to be there. They can just watch on TV with us. And so, like Jim Nantz was maybe on – I don't know if he was on location or not. I don't think maybe no one was there as far as the announcers go. But, I mean, you have basically – when you have threesomes on the Thursday, Friday, you've got 6 people per hole or per grouping. So you're keeping interactions real low with number of people. So it's kind of – the funny thing while watching it on Sunday where some guys missed some shots, they pulled it or something. Well, normally there'd be stands there, would have kept the shot from being as bad as it was. So some of these guys had a lot worse third shots than they would have had if there was the fans attending these events.
The other good thing about not having any fans is that some of those hot mics can pick up some real fun chatter. I saw old Brooks Koepka. Koepka got pulled. It was like pretty fucking nice.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good drop.
Rom chipped in. He goes, "That's pretty fucking good."
Which again, I feel like most sports can benefit miking players up in action. I think that would grow the game. Maybe you need to slap this is inappropriate for children under 17 or whatever. I don't care. Give it to me. I want it in every sport of all time.
Or do it like The Last Dance, where they have a channel that's dedicated to the cuss words, and one's edited maybe on a delay.
I think was it Fowler that was mic'd this week? I think someone was
Fowler.
Fowler had a mic.
They said they gave the opportunity for all the players, and only a few of them chose to do it. But I know Fowler was one of them.
A lot of crusty olds.
Yeah, well, Spieth is one of the guys that said, "You'll never get me mic'd."
Right.
Well, he's a wine bag anyway. I don't want to listen to him.
He doesn't want people to know how whiny he is on the course.
Yeah, he's a big time whiner.
Reggie Miller of PGA Tour.
Cries all the time.
Well, do you guys have any more to say about golf before I close golf talk?
Bryson DeChambeau put on like 85 pounds of muscle in the last 6 weeks.
He's almost got a gut. He's put on so much weight, and it was on purpose.
He's apparently using a 5.5 degree driver.
Never even heard of something like that.
Which, for amateurs, Josh, you probably don't hear, most of them are around 10.5 degrees. So he's ridiculous.
Worm burning.
And they still hit
lasers.
High. He's carrying the ball 340 yards now somehow, some holes. It's just ridiculous.
They love talking about it.
They did the whole time. I mean, he was out driving Rory and DJ by 30 yards.
Yeah. And that was my only thing is how I love to see it back. And I loved that early in the afternoon there were so many big names that were in contention. And then it kind of became a little bit of blue balls for me because I got left with Daniel Berger and a guy I'd never heard of in my life. And I had the potential of going like Rory, Justin, Spieth, Dustin Thomas, all the big names that I'm used to hearing. They were all contention. I thought for sure one of them was going to step up and do it. I was pulling for Xander because he seems like a real likable guy.
Real humble too.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that.
He's an American, so I'm not going to root for him. But other than that, I was really pulling for Rosie there on Sunday.
God. Oh.
Well, it's very interesting. Old Danny Berger can't pull it out. Oh, Danny. Well, I'm going to close up golf talk. We've got enough golf talk there. We're going to move into the final here for clearing the waivers. Like I said, our buddies over at the Spoken Podcast, also on Kansas City Podcast Network. I encourage all of our listeners to go check them out. Sports podcast this week, they kind of talked about the Chiefs' upcoming contractual obligations, or what's going to kind of happen, and they kind of shed some light on Travis Kelce being somewhat of an issue. I've talked to Brian about this situation before, but he's going to come up. I believe his contract comes up in 2021, I think. But by then he's going to be 32, 33, aging dude. But I kind of got to thinking that between him, Chris Jones, obviously having contractual situation needed to be extended, and Tyrann Mathieu are kind of three big cornerstones of this roster. All of them could be cap casualties by the end of next year. So I would be curious to see, we're going to do a little keep trade cut with these three guys. Travis Kelce, let's just say by the end of 2020, at the end of next season, the Chiefs could save $7 million in 2021, cutting Travis Kelce. They could save, I don't know, an unknown amount. Chris Jones is probably expecting to get about $25 million per when he gets his new contract. Tyrann Mathieu will be a $14 million cap savings in 2021. I love all three of these guys, so it's really, really tough on me, but we're going to trade, and we're going to cut one of these guys a piece. So, Brian, I'm going to start with you. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a killer question because these three guys are all studs. They're among the top of their position across the league. But when I look at these three, I've got to stick with the strength of this team and keeping the offense at an elite level. And I think there's nobody more complimentary and helpful to Mahomes than having Tyreek and Travis Kelce out there, because it really makes teams make a choice. Who are you going to try to take away? Because if one of those guys goes down, we've seen it before, we get a lot easier to defend.
Yep.
And I'll take my chances with outscoring everybody. You pose this to be in 2021. I still think that's the window really right now. So I want to keep the offensive elite. So I got to keep Kelce at all costs. So it comes down to the defense. And to me, I think everyone is pretty unified in saying Aaron Donald's probably the number one D tackle, but I think Chris Jones is right there beneath him, and he just makes such a difference when he's in the game. Tyrann, landlord, came on, made a huge impact on this team. He really got people in the right positions. It was kind of one of his biggest things this year. Getting rid of one of these guys sucks, but I think I'm going to get rid of a guy. I think I got to get rid of landlord. I feel like Chris Jones, just his impact is humongous on that defense. And we saw this team the year before we got Tyrann with Bob Sutton. Despite Bob Sutton, if D Ford stays on side, this team is in their Super Bowl that year before. So I know that the defense wasn't good, but it was good enough with Chris Jones to get to the Super Bowl. And so if we've got that elite offense, I'm going to keep the dominant player in Chris Jones. So I'm going to have – but now I got to trade Chris Jones because this stupid game.
Because it's a stupid game. Yep.
You can't keep both of them there.
Can't keep them both, man.
I know.
Getting greedy.
Game. Yep.
But I do think Chris Jones brings more value. So that's a part of it too, because he's the younger guy. I think he makes the bigger impact. I mean, when we got Tyrann Mathieu, there weren't many teams knocking down the door to sign him. I mean,
the safety market is really strange the last few years.
Right. So I think Chris Jones has a lot more value to bring back somebody, and that's somebody I'm eyeballing. Is somebody having contract disputes supposedly, and as a player I love to watch, Jamal Adams from the Jets. Come on down, buddy.
Cowboys will get him eventually, so just watch out.
It seems to be the place that everybody keeps tying Adams to, whether it's on the trade market or when he eventually gets cut.
He is so fun to watch. He's a human missile out there. When he figures out who's got the ball, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's interesting. What about Kitty? Where are you at on these three?
I ended up at the same spot as Kaiser. I was in agreement with the keeping Kelsey just because the depth situation at tight end is pretty much non-existent behind him, and he basically is a wide receiver playing tight end. I mean, 1,000-yard seasons every year now. It's a huge weapon having offense, and just name of the game is offense. Once in a while, you'll step up into a ridiculous elite defense, but it happens so rarely. Even the elite defense,
the Niners,
the 49ers, they put up 30 on them.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not like too many teams can stop the offense. So I'd say keep that together as well. And just in the cutting Matthew, even though I'm a huge Honey Badger fan, I think you got to cut him just for that $14 million savings, just to have some more money to throw around a little bit.
Yep.
So then I'm also trading Chris Jones. I have no idea who to trade him for. No clue at all. I don't know. Maybe trade him for Geno Atkins. Bengals and Chiefs can swap some D tackles there. You guys can get a little older.
I wanted
Chiefs
that. I wanted that last year, baby.
Chiefs get a little younger. There you go.
I love Geno Atkins.
Bengals get younger. Chiefs get a little older, but you guys still have big force up the middle.
Yep. I like it. Rance, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm just kind of with the consensus as far as, I mean, I think you keep Kelsey that guy to me, has showed no signs of letting up as far as his play decreasing. I mean, he's just gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Mahomes' guy. I mean, you can't get rid of his homie there. I mean, they seem to be best of buds. They do a lot of stuff together. I mean, you got to keep your quarterback happy. And if he wants Travis Kelce until Travis Kelce is 38 years old, then he better have fucking Travis Kelce until he's 38 years old.
Damn right.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're gonna appease the best player in the NFL, and that's what he wants, then you better find a way to keep Travis Kelce. And like I said, if his play hasn't declined. I mean, I know you said he's going to be 32, but guy's the best tight end in the league, and he showed no signs to me of slowing down.
Yep.
I'm with them as far as trading Chris Jones because I just think that guy's going to command a decent value. I mean, I really thought possibly that they could have traded him during the draft, when we kind of talked about months ago when the Dolphins had all those picks. I mean, I think at this point you could probably get a couple picks for him, whether it's a third and a fifth or a third and a fourth. I mean, I think that's all possible.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing, Matthew, after this year, he's going to be entering his ninth year in the league, I believe, or something like that. Eighth or ninth.
He'll be 28 years old this season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which still, I mean, that's still pretty young.
Yeah, he's not old, but when you start,
his knees are not young.
Yeah, he's had injury problems before. I mean,
played 2 seasons without getting injured, so that's good.
Yeah. By the time 2021 starts, he'll be entering, I think, like his 9th year of play. I mean, just sometimes those guys in the secondary, I mean, it catches up to them quick.
Yep.
As far as being able to cover and that sort of thing. And as hard as he plays and like you said, as hard as he gets at it, I mean, I think that's probably the guy that you're going to cut because, I mean, with Chris Jones, he's just going to command more than Tyrann Mathieu. So.
Yep. So, yeah, we're completely unanimous. I'm falling right into this. I tried to talk myself into extending Tyrann Mathieu. I just love that man so much. I think what he does, Brian, you kind of talked about the field general aspect of it, and that is he's just all over the damn place. And I absolutely love him. Love that about him. $14 million in cap space is going to be real handy to kind of fill in his spot. And Juan Thornhill seems super capable of himself. So I don't want to say that he is the easiest to replace, but kind of might be the easiest to replace. That's tough to say. I love the Honey Badger as well. Same way, trade Chris Jones because he has the youngest, probably the most impactful, if we're being honest. I don't know how that Super Bowl kind of turns out without his third down passes batted. So I'm not real sure where we are if he's not in the game at that point. We saw that defensive line when he was out last year, and it was pretty porous. So he does make an impact. I do think he can probably bring the most out of a trade between these 3 guys. And like you said, Kelce, just keeping the weapons around Pat. If you have a dominant offense, you're always going to be in the game. So, kind of falling in line the same way everybody else is. We're ready to extend Travis Kelce as well. Let's get it done.
Who'd you trade him for?
I didn't have anybody specifically because I think that it'll just come down to draft picks too. But I like the Jamal Adams as well and Geno Atkins. Just bring either one of them. I'm fine.
I thought you finally might make Patrick Peterson a Chief after all these rumors.
I would love to see him and Tyrann Mathieu in the same secondary again.
Hell
that
yes.
would be fantastic. Maybe this year. We'll see. The Cardinals might be in it though. They might not be selling.
Yep.
So yeah. That's clearing the waivers. Let's move into the shenanigans for the week. Bringing back DFA. We didn't have any trivia for you at the jump, so we'll bring back DFA this week. Brian, it's your turn to ask the question, so I'm going to turn it over to you. But the order of questioning is going to go Rance, then me, then Kitty. So Brian, it's up to you.
All right, boys, you're going to get it this week. I just know it.
Oh.
This is easy. This no problem. You guys might not even use one option. I don't know.
Oh shit! Now don't jinx us. Just give it to us.
All right. So we harped on the greedy asshole owners at the beginning of the show. Let's talk about the greedy asshole players. There were 12 players that were scheduled to make $30 million or more this year. So give me the 12 richest contracts for the 2020 season. This is just their salaries right off Spot Rack, so nothing special to it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to
single season. So Rand, start us off.
Bryce Harper.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
He's still front loaded or back loaded.
Bryce Harper's number 16 at 27
Oh,
and a half.
well, then I won't get I won't get one right then. You just talked about these layups and fuck Bryce Harper. No, I thought that was an obvious answer.
I would have done the exact same thing, man.
God, I don't get it.
He was safely on all of our lists, so I can totally. That's that stinky cheese Brian probably built into this.
I couldn't wait to just say that name. Just get us off to a good start, and hell, he's not even on there.
I know, man.
Well,
Josh, what do you got?
I got Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole's he's number 2 at $36 million.
Right.
Kitty, what you got?
Is Zach Greinke?
Zach Greinke is number 4 on this list. He was supposed to make $35 million.
Woo-wee.
Back to Rance with one option used.
I'm already dejected.
Yeah, I would have been too if I'd been first to go.
David Price.
That's a great guess. Number 9, $32 million.
Good.
Shout out.
Great guess. Yeah.
Shout out to David Price for giving part of his salary to cover the minor leagues that those cheap-ass owners couldn't do. I thought that one might hang you guys up, honestly. So
good job.
Nice.
I probably wouldn't have come up with that name.
Well, when I first came up with this question, it was the week that he declared that he was given part of his salary, and I was like, damn it, he's one of the names I was hoping to trick him.
Tricky ones.
Trip him up.
Give me old Mad Max Scherzer.
Yep, Mad Max is number 3 at $35.9 million.
All right. I believe Mike Trout is up there as well.
Mike Trout was set to make the most money this year at $37.7 million.
Makes a lot of sense. He's very good at baseball.
He's a pretty solid ball player. I'm just trying to think of who's signed contracts the last couple of years. Just
right.
All these guys that are going to be the high dollar guys.
Yep. Rance, you got a name for me?
Verlander. Justin Verlander.
Verlander is number 7, $33 million.
So him and Cole, where's Garrett? Where's he? I'm sorry. I know he's for the Astros. Is he?
Yankees.
The Yankees signed him.
Son of a bitch.
Just a monster contract.
Okay. Of course.
Back to Josh.
Halfway there.
I guess let's just go with Clayton Kershaw.
Yep. Clayton Kershaw is number 10, $31 million.
Nicely done.
I think he's got another contract coming up, right?
Probably. That guy's made so much money.
He's going to make more.
Yep.
Did Steven Strasburg redo his deal to get big payday?
Yes, he did. He's number 5 at $35 million in 2020.
How much? 35?
Yep.
Well done, Steven.
So we've got number 6, 8, 11, and 12 on this list remaining.
Okay, so I'm thinking there's probably some guys that have underachieved that are still making this much money.
I've got a couple of those guys on my list.
I'm going to say a guy like Robbie Cano. No?
He is actually on this list, but not that high. He's number 24. He's going to make $24 million this year.
I just thought
That's
he.
not a bad guess.
that was. Remember, he got a huge deal in
I knew he got a huge deal, and they got rid of him, and he hasn't really done anything. But I know they signed him to a monster deal, so
Yep,
Right.
that's a good guess.
that was the best I could do. Oh shit!
And the Mets said, "We'll take you."
There's got to be some underachievers on there.
Yeah.
I think a safe one is Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh yeah.
You would
Not
think
so
that,
safe.
Josh.
Huh.
Not so safe. He's number 20 at $26 million.
Wow.
He must have got just that longer deal. Must have been this kind of party to be up there.
No
Oh,
kidding.
wow.
He signed it too long ago.
Yeah, exactly. Let's try. I'm going to go the underachiever route and go Miguel Cabrera.
Oh,
Good guess.
Miggy. He is number 12. He was
No
supposed-
shit.
Nice.
He's been done for a while.
$30 million he was scheduled to make. That you got that name. I think you guys will close this out for sure.
3 left. All right, come on.
I'm going to go ahead and get my third strike. Do we get clues?
Yeah. What's the? I can't remember it's been a while since we've done DFA. Are we saying that multiple people have to have two
I think that's what
options?
we were doing.
Oh, here. Let me just guess and get my third strike
Let me just go ahead and get out of the way.
for these two baseball guys. I got a name for you.
All right.
You Darvish.
You Darvish.
He's making a lot of money.
He is actually number 31 at $22 million.
Okay. Well, don't act like Brian. Just be like I'm just some kind of dumbass. Like, whoa, you Darvish.
Well, that just seemed like a pretty random name for you to pull.
Well, there's a bunch of pitchers on this list, man,
Yeah.
and he's like a high-dollar pitcher, so I just threw it out there.
Nope. I follow the logic.
Okay, well, I'm out.
We are to Josh that has one option used.
Arenado.
Arenado number 6 at $35
He
million.
just got breaded up a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Yes,
He always flies under the radar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now they're already trying to get out from under his contract too.
Yeah.
He's always an NL MVP candidate, but they're already trying to move out.
I don't think this guy's at that 30 million, but I'm going to try another underachiever in Pujols.
Oh, that was a great guess. He is just under at $29 million.
Oh, good. Nice job, Kitty. That's a good try.
I think the Angels are still paying that huge Josh Hamilton contract too.
Jesus.
Is he making $1 million a year for another 30 years like Bonilla?
Yep.
What a great deal that guy's got,
Jeez.
man. Isn't that amazing?
I was gonna jokingly guess Bobby Bonilla just to bring that to it, but I didn't need to do it.
Bobby Bonilla Day's coming up. Not too long. He's going to get his one.
Is it July 1st maybe every year?
Yeah, July 1st, I think.
I wonder if he's one of the guys that is not going to get a paycheck, or if he's contractually obligated to get one.
Oh, they owe him.
Yep.
All right.
Josh, we are to you. 2 options
Ooh.
remaining. 2 names left on the board.
Surely somebody on the Red Sox has got to be making that.
They just did a bunch of offloading, but they still have JD Martinez, so I'm going to go JD Martinez.
He's up there, but he's only at $23.75 million at number 25 on the
Only
list.
23.
Right there with Alex Gordon.
Alice Gordon did not make my list.
I am struggling to get names.
You still got 2 options left.
Yeah, I'm just having a real struggle with who's left. What teams have wasted a bunch of money of late? And he's just signed deals. Oh, what's his? Oh, that off the Nationals. Rendon.
Oh, that's a great
That's a
guess.
good guess.
He went to the Angels.
He did.
Right. signed him.
Yeah.
He's only set to make $26 million this year.
Only.
Yep.
Yeah, what a loser.
God, he sucks.
We only have two left, right?
You each
Yeah,
have
we-
one option left, and there's two names left. So Josh, should I give you a hint, or do I wait?
We
Yeah,
both have two options, so
Both have two
it's clue time.
One is in the NL, and one is in the AL.
Ooh, I'm excited.
That's a dynamite drop in.
I don't know if I should give you more than that. Let's see.
Some of these guys got to be underachievers. These two, one of them's got to be somebody
Yeah.
that you just wouldn't think of.
So I'll give you the divisions, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that.
So it's NL West and the AL East.
Trying to figure that might be the case.
NL West. Who's out there? San Diego, San Francisco, Dodgers, and Colorado.
There's a name in the NL West I do not want to say.
The Padres give a bunch of money. They signed all those people. They
They gave a lot of money to Hosmer, but I don't know
not
if he's
that
that much.
Yeah, he wouldn't have got. I can't imagine he got the 30. If he did, Jesus, best agent ever.
Josh,
Red
Yeah.
Sox.
For me?
There's got to be a Red Sox on this list.
I think Chris Sale. Chris Sale got to be on that list.
Chris Sale, $30 million.
Nicely done, Josh.
I
Shout out
forgot all
to
about
you
him.
guys saying the Red Sox because that just clicked whenever you did.
All right. NL West guy left. Let's see here. You
Oh,
already got-
Diamondbacks are in the NL West,
They gave Greinke that deal. Was Goldschmidt making that much money?
but he's for the
He's in
Cardinals,
the Cardinals now.
So he's not.
Cardinals.
I've got a name, underachieving pitcher in the NL West. They got paid. I don't think he
Okay,
got
you-
paid that much, but Johnny
could pull-
Cueto,
Oh, surely not.
his money's buried in San
Johnny
Francisco.
Cueto.
Ooh.
Oh goodness, I am.
Well, just give it a shot.
I can't even think of a good name to say. The Giants, they've probably paid someone a bunch of stupid money.
Giants, Padres, Dodgers, Rockies, and Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. I mean, I think we figured out. We already got the Rocky. We got a Dodger. We got Diamondback on there. Who did the Giants been throwing money at someone stupid or the Padres? I feel like the Padres spent so much money this last off season. Got to be someone there. Like, not thinking of. Got to be a Padre.
I don't know anybody on their team besides Will Meyer and
Hosmer and Myers on
Hosmer.
Oh, it is. It's got to be this Padre. I think I got it.
All right. I'll just say Eric Hosmer, then turn it over to Josh.
Hosmer is actually in the top 40. He's making $21 million.
21.
All right. Josh, who do you got?
I
So
think it clicked for him because you guys gave him.
it's got to be Manny Machado.
It is Manny Machado.
Oh,
Nice. Nicely done, Josh.
I had Buster Posey in mind. Starling Marte is now in Arizona, right? Mookie
Okay, right.
Betts just went to the
Manny
Dodgers. but
Machado. God, I
hasn't
just
got his
forget about
contract.
him going from Baltimore there.
That West
Yeah.
Coast, man. Players go there to.
They go there
never
to
be
die.
heard.
Go there to be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
I should have made a list of 13 because there's no chance you're going to get 13.
Who is it?
Yoenis Cespedes is going to
Cespedes?
make $29.5
Cespedes.
million.
But that was that was reworked. He's not making that this year because
sure.
that a horse stepped on him, broke his ankle or something at his
Oh, yeah,
ranch.
I saw that.
He got
Crazy.
kicked by a mule like Rube Baker.
The other big names just
Damn
outside were Altuve, Mookie Betts, Goldschmidt's making 26. Jacob deGrom, Joey Votto.
DeGrom's on the
God,
list.
Votto.
Oh, Joey Votto. Nobody hears from him anymore.
He got washed up quick too.
Good job,
He had a
guys.
tough year. That was a good question.
Thank
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
it was, Brian. That was good, man.
I like it.
That's easy research, too.
Yep. Not too shabby. The next shenanigan we're going to do is the new one. And I say new, we pretty much took 2 games for the Shenaniganza and we put them together. So we've got the Waiver Watch waiting game, and we combined it with the Waiver Sharks game. So what we're going to do is I've got 3 sets of 10 shows or movies, and I'm going to have each one of you are going to have your own category, and I'm going to start you off with one. You're going to tell me if the next one's critic score on Rotten Tomato was higher or lower than that. I've got 10 of them, so 9 points is the most you're going to get. But all of these movies or TV shows have a common theme in them. So once you're done guessing, you're eliminated or you've got them all, you're going to have to tell me what the common thread is, and that'll give you an extra bonus point if you get it correct. Cool?
Yep.
All right. So since you were the first one to answer, Brian, you're going to pick door number 1, 2, or 3. You're going to go first.
Give me one.
Door number 1. Your first movie is Red Sparrow.
Okay.
Jennifer Lawrence Russian spy thriller. It got a whopping 46% on Rotten Tomato. I would say that score is way too high. That movie was awful. Very,
It's like
very
a
bad.
best-selling book. My wife's got that book.
Here we go. If it doesn't have Jennifer Lawrence on the cover, I don't care about it.
Red Sparrow
is.
right there, fellas.
I'm gonna.
That's in our study.
Don't go too far away. See if she's got this book too. Your next movie to say higher or lower than 46% is The Angry Birds 2. Does she have that book in the study?
Oh,
I have
God.
not seen that one on our shelf.
Okay. So is Angry Birds 2 the sequel? Yep. Did it get higher or lower than a 46% from the critics?
That had to be so bad. That had to be so bad. Like, I don't know. Do critics have a soft spot for, like, kid movies? That seems
Most
to be
critics don't have hearts.
They hate shitty action movies. I know that.
No kidding. Angry Birds 2.
They hate good action movies too.
This might be like a 6. I'm going to go lower.
Lower. It got a 73% from the critics.
Oh, God.
No way that movie's good.
Beautiful effort.
My God.
The audience score was even better. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Everybody loves Angry Birds.
Apparently
That's
we
our
need to get
waiver
on
watch next week.
Yep. That's everybody's homework assignment is go take a look at Angry Birds 2 and then leave a Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh, wow.
So Brian gets 0 points unless you can tell me what those 2 movies have in common.
Well, I was going to go with based on novels, but I don't think Angry Birds 2 is based on novels.
I want to read that book if it is.
I think bird themes.
They're all bird.
Yes!
They're both birds.
Oh, look at that.
So Brian does get a point.
Well done, sir.
If they're all that obvious, you guys are in luck.
They're not all that obvious, but they're not bad. Let's go with Rance. Rance, do you want door number 2 or 3?
I'll take door number 2, please.
Okay. This one is not obvious. Your first movie is the movie Joker. It got a 68% from the critics on Rotten Tomato.
The one with Joaquin Phoenix that he won an Oscar for, or what? God damn, they
68%.
really.
I thought it was really, really good. It was
What
really
a bunch
good
of
to me.
Slanskys. I thought they were really. I thought that was critically acclaimed.
So did I.
So your next movie is Risky Business.
With Tom Cruise.
Yep. Higher or lower than a 68%?
Critics.
I just don't understand how they gave the Joker 68%.
It's a real head scratcher.
Risky Business. I haven't seen it in years, but I know it's pretty good. I'm going to say a little higher.
Little higher. It was a little higher. It was a 92%.
Considerably higher.
Yep.
They really loved. Is that where he slid across in his undies?
It was. Yep.
That's
The
what I do
next
when I'm
movie.
on my house stick, guys. That's all I do is play that. Play that song and just slide on my socks and my skins.
That's what you do when you go to people's houses when you're house watching.
It's recreate risky business every time.
I like it. The next movie is Footloose, another 80s classic. Did it get higher or lower than a 92%?
God, what a great movie. And Kenny Loggins was pumping out some bangers.
Yeah, it was.
Bacon, John Lithgow,
So good.
Sean Penn's fat brother.
Diane Wiest as the mom, I
Uh,
believe.
God, it was a good one, but 92% is hard to beat. I'm going to say just a little less.
It was a little less. It got a 51%.
Oh, those people. That's pathetic. 51%? Footloose. I mean, it doesn't get much better than Footloose.
Yeah. I don't know what the reboot or whatever it got a couple years ago, but I'm pretty sure it was lower.
It has to be.
Did you look that one
Julianne
up
Hough.
on accident, Josh, there?
What's up?
Did you look the reboot up on accident there with 51%?
No, no, I did not. I made sure it was that one. I double checked because 51 seems super low to me too. Your next movie, Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3, was it more or less than 51% from the critics?
I've never seen Spider-Man 3.
Which one is this? Tobey Maguire?
Not surprised. Yeah. It's the only one that has a third movie of the Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So was Spider-Man 1 the one with Tobey Maguire and
Kirsten
Okay.
Dunst.
Yep.
Dunst and
James Franco,
Franco and
Willem Dafoe.
Dafoe? Yeah.
The third one had Lowell Mather from Wings as the villain.
Yep. Hayden
Lowell?
Church.
Lowell from
Thomas
Wings?
Hayden Church. Yep.
Yep.
I like him a lot.
Sandman.
He's
He's
actually
really good with G-Money in that wine movie.
Sideways. Yeah.
Sideways, yeah.
He's got a show in the next category to look forward to if you get to him.
I'm gonna say higher.
Spider-Man 3, higher than a 51% is correct. A universally panned movie, got 63%. Everybody hated it. Everybody, but it was still somehow certified fresh with the critics.
So weird in parts. So that emo Spider-Man shit was so fucking stupid.
So weird. So weird. Next movie is Grease.
Ooh, that was a classic.
Yeah. Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. Higher or lower than a 63%?
Danny Zuko.
Zuko.
I've watched that movie so many times.
This movie's got to be higher than 63%. I'm going
Going higher?
higher. Yeah.
75%. Another
There
good
you
one.
go.
That's still too low.
Agreed.
Grease
That's
is
a
very
classic.
good. Very good. That is Grease Lightning.
Nailed it.
Next movie, Napoleon Dynamite. Higher or lower than a 75%?
I think I've got the theme.
This was kind of like, for its time, I bet like if we went back in time, this would be a movie that Kitty would watch and nobody else would even know what it was. And then when it hit it big, you know, he'd be the kind of, I told you so. I fucking told you this movie was great.
And then he'd zag and be like, it's
Yeah.
actually not that good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's okay.
Now that everyone likes it, it's trash.
Yeah. Now that several people have seen it, it's pretty shitty.
Just absolutely awful. A lot of flaws in that movie. Higher or lower than 75% from the critics?
I'm going to say higher. I mean, I loved it when I saw it.
It is lower at 71%.
Oh,
Close.
So your movies were Joker, Risky Business, Footloose, Spider-Man 3, Grease, and Napoleon Dynamite. What do they have in common?
Maybe I don't know.
they all have scenes where people dance.
Correct. It has
Yeah.
some kind of iconic dance scene.
There we go. That's what I was
No, I
going
would
with.
have known about Spider-Man 3 having an iconic dance.
Just
Yeah.
go ahead and YouTube that because
I'll check it out.
just
It's
the
the worst.
worst thing of all time.
I can't believe it.
Awful. So
That's
I
worse.
got, let's see, Rance, 1, 2, 3, 4,
5?
plus 1 is 5. Yep. I got
Nice
5.
work.
All done.
All right. Nicely done.
Kitty, Door number 3 is left for you.
All right.
Your first movie is Parasite.
No, perfect.
Got
High.
99%.
I'm going to go lower on the second movie.
I don't know who did not give that a good review, but you go to hell. Whoever you are, you shut your mouth.
I think it was Neil Brennan.
So it got a 99% Westworld. And these, I do have TV shows in this, and this is the overall score. I don't know how they do it, but I did not break these up into seasons. So Westworld.
Lower than 99.
It's a good guess. It actually got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes from all the critics.
Who?
Westworld.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. It got an 82%, so it is lower.
You started with a 99 movie?
It just I did it randomly, and that's what popped up.
Oh,
But
bullshit.
did you, though?
I did.
Tough break.
I did.
Tough break on picking the wrong door there, Kaiser. That's your fault.
God.
So yeah, Parasite, Westworld. The next show is Lost. Higher or lower than an 82?
If it was just the first season, easily higher. But that thing just fucking petered out real quick. I'm going to go lower.
Lower. Lost got an 85. It was higher.
Son of a bitch.
So you got 1 point. You can go for the bonus point here. Parasite, Westworld, and Lost. What do you got? Common theme.
Man, I don't have no clue here. Let's see. Secret people hiding underground?
Good guess. That's a really good guess. I actually went with one word title, but yours is actually a really good connection between the three of those. That is a lost common denominator, but it did not match the rest of the.
The rest, yeah. For the 3 I have, yeah, maybe, but the other 7, not so
The next
much.
one was Twister, and there's nobody living underground in Twister, I don't believe.
Well,
One word title.
during
That's
the tornado, they are.
They don't live down there.
What a ridiculous theme. One word titles.
One word title. So the ending score of that, Rance brings home the W in that category. Well done. Brian and Kitty both get just the 1 point. Very fun. I like that game a lot.
It's dumb.
It's fun. It's tough because, it's just so hard to know what these Schlansky's are thinking when they review movies.
Yep. I think the audience score in that capacity is a lot easier than the critic score.
Yeah.
I think. So let's move on to a shenanigan that everybody believes is a good thing. The waiver wire, the draft of the week. Last week we drafted – what did we draft? We drafted our favorite years. Got some really good feedback from that. Some really good revelations coming out. Some confessions and some good stuff. So I always appreciate that. But the polls results here, Brian, another landslide victory for Brian. He brought home another dub. It was his brainchild category. So I'm glad that you did get the win there. Rance and me both tied with, I believe, a couple votes, 2 votes. But since Rance had the higher draft pick, he gets kicked back 1. So I'll go second. Rance is third. Kitty, I don't think you got a single vote. You did get 1 vote. I'm sorry, you did get 1 vote. So
Again.
you're bringing up the rear.
Maybe I need this. Maybe I need this road game for this draft.
Yeah, maybe just change it up. Change up the energy a little bit.
I am terrible at this.
I like the optimism. But this week we are going to draft overrated things. We're going to bring some thunder. You might need to change into your flame retardant suits, your flame retardant podcast listening suits, because we're going to bring some fire this week. We got some overrated things we want to talk about. So, Brian, I'm going to have you kick off. What's your number 1 overall overrated thing?
Josh, let's go there. It's Tom Brady.
Okay. Yeah.
Tom Brady is so overrated. And I'm not going to sit here and be ridiculous and say the guy's a bum. But it's also ridiculous that he's become the undisputed GOAT because his team won 6 titles.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even the greatest quarterback of his era. So how can he be the greatest player of all time?
Whoa.
You trying to bring in Peyton Manning? fucking playoff choke artist.
Kitty,
Yeah.
how many times do you think Tom Brady
pounded him over and over again?
how many times do you think Tom Brady was first team All Pro in his career? Take a guess.
Every year in my heart.
3.
I was gonna
3
say,
fucking times. You know how many Peyton Manning has? 7. He doubled him up plus 1.
So he's
Peyton
an ultimate
Manning,
choke artist.
He's a regular season fucking dynamo that can't
Not
cut it. The
clutch.
playoffs, the pressure gets there.
If you swap those players and their teams, Peyton Manning probably wins 8 Super Bowls.
Yeah, the Colts win a lot more.
It drives me nuts. I've had to watch all these old-ass Super Bowl games and how I forgot how the defense carried them for the early part of his career. He was a fine quarterback, but he was basically Jimmy G. He was basically Carson Wentz. He'd throw 24 touchdowns and have 12 interceptions or something like that. I mean, they weren't winning because of him. He made some clutch throws, but my God, when I watch these games, he misses some wide open throws too that like Jimmy G got killed for in a Super Bowl. That throw that Jimmy G missed, by the way, was not an easy fucking throw.
No,
It was like 45 yards downfield, and he's under duress. He
I
got killed for that.
Left-handed.
Your hatred for Brady's made you blind.
Oh no. I'm not saying he's
You're
not one of the
saying, I mean, you're not. I mean, I don't like the guy either, but I don't. I mean, you couldn't be more wrong.
Randy Moss here, when he put only 50 touchdowns, decent.
Yeah, he
was
didn't
a
even
good
do
year.
what Patrick Mahomes did in his first year starting. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, it's unquestioned that he's one of the best quarterbacks that we've ever seen. I just don't like that he's now this undisputed GOAT. He's
because
not.
titles hold so much weight now.
And that's the ultimate team sport.
Mm-hmm.
No sport counts on more guys to win a game than football, but we give the NFL, the quarterback, all the credit, whether they were a game manager or they won the game by themselves.
Yep.
Bullshit.
We went
Bullshit, he says.
there. Brian just leading off with Tom Brady, overrated
Beautiful
things.
I love it.
I don't hate that at all. I think that's a great pick. I'm gonna go with my second pick.
That
My
was your first pick?
Yeah, right, you already off the board.
You already picked once.
Tom Brady was on my board. To be in all full transparency here, he was on my board. If you know me, you know where I'm headed with this. The most overrated thing that has ever walked the face of this earth.
Do it.
The goddamn Beatles are the most overrated anything of all time. Tom Brady deserves more credit than the fucking Beatles do. The Beatles are nothing.
That is a wild ass take.
They
Unbelievable.
are nothing.
They are nothing.
They are nothing. Their lyrics are trash. Their tunes are so simple and easy. I don't know how to play guitar, and I could probably play a song.
Is easy.
Just-
That's 3 chords all you need to know.
Then they start getting super artsy and psycho dramatic and stuff.
I mean,
That's
even,
not a
so
word.
they got even better. I
No.
agree.
Why would that be better? Why would
Because
that?
it was.
I love it when things just don't make any sense at all. I love that music. It
Right.
makes me so happy. Just makes me so happy. Beatles, terrible.
Wow.
Anybody who is, and I'm calling anybody out, and I'm going to say anybody, but it's really, there are some real music people out there that love the Beatles. But if you're just picking them and say they're great because they're the trendy pick and you're afraid to go against the grain, come aboard. Come with me. I'll lead you to the promised land.
He'll shelter you.
Safe space.
If you're saying that the Beatles are a great band just because everybody else is and you don't have any kind of appreciation for them, really, you're just as trash as the Beatles are.
Come on to Josh's tornado shelter. There's plenty of room down there.
Mhm.
Ready for the
We can watch Parasite and Westworld and Lost.
flame retardant shed there that one can set on fire when they come after you with their pitchforks and their
Yep.
torches.
If you need to find my bunker, we're the ones bumping Sir Mix-a-Lot biopic. Rance, we are on to you. What's your overrated thing, number 1?
Well, I know you and Brian went with people, but my list considers or not considers. It's made up of more things
Okay.
that people
Mine.
do. Or I put number 1 pick. Most overrated for me is the beach.
I
Going
got
on
it. That's my
vacation
number
to the
2.
beach.
That's number 2 for me.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I
I've been there multiple times.
Get
My
it.
family loves it. I try to shoot it down every time they want to go on vacation. Try to steer them another way, as I fucking hate the beach. I get burnt, get sweaty as fuck, try to jump in the ocean, get salty, you drag sand back into the house, and it's just an endless process when you're down there for days and days, and you stare out into the water for days, and what am I doing? I mean, this is stupid.
Mhm.
We're not doing nothing. I mean, this is all we're doing. Beach, water, beach, water, beach, water, up to the house, sand everywhere. I mean, what's going on here? I'm
Could not
sick
agree
of it.
more with you.
I'm
Could
just
not agree
sick
more.
of it. I mean,
Yep.
just the in and out and the salt and the sweat and the sand. And being burnt to a crisp. And I'm not in great physical shape by any means. I don't need to be peeling my shirt off and out there. It's just, I
That is a
don't like it.
factor.
I don't like it, man. I mean, it is nice to have a few drinks and get some fresh air, but 5-6 days, I mean, give me 2 days max at the beach.
You can get a drink and some fresh air on your deck.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
can put water in the pool, stir up some water if you really want to see that.
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
Done that the
I'm in
last 2
total
weekends,
agreement.
and
So
it's
that-
been great.
That's my number one pick, is being completely overrated, is the beach.
I love it.
Very good.
Coming
Love
in
it.
hot.
Kitty,
I've got one for you. This is gonna rankle some feathers.
I
The
love it.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You
Fuck
yes.
off, nerds. They're movies.
Fuck off, nerds.
Get over it. Jesus Christ. You've made 84 movies about superheroes, and everyone's the greatest movie that ever came out again.
God, look at Josh. Look at him. Just look at him. He's just disgusted.
Marvel movie. Oh, I can't believe it. You guys see Ant-Man 13? Oh, God, it was so good. Oh, I can't believe it.
I'm actually in the minority, and I don't like Ant-Man. So
I can't believe
Look at him. Look at him now.
Half the population. And then the next movie, they went back in time and brought everyone back. It was so good. I couldn't believe it. I thought I lost that
spoiler
guy.
alert,
I thought I lost
Katie
that guy.
McCoy, Jesus.
Now I'll get to see him in the next movie too. I can't wait. Oh, it's so exciting to see what this guy's gonna do in his superhero costume again. Ugh, trash movies.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I like that one a lot because
That one
I
struck a
agree.
nerve.
Yeah, he's distraught. I can see it all over his face.
I'm hoping my audio still
mute
works
Kitty
right now.
real quick. Hold on. Let me figure out how to mute him. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, Kitty's muted.
Little Tony reality move.
Yep. Now I
Well, he's
can't.
got to make another pick.
I know. I got to figure out how to unmute. There we go.
I think am I back?
You're back.
Does it time out for a little bit there? All right.
That's your warning shot. Don't cross me again.
number 2.
Swords.
Don't
Swords.
cross me again.
Number 2 was swords. No, my number 2 is sushi.
Oh.
All right, come on. Some raw fish and some rice. Congratulations, you've created a goddamn crazy dining experience. I could not cook fish in my house too. Pretty easy. So
It's not all raw, man.
Sushi revolution's gone too far.
Oh, man.
I want to see
Can't
you
take it.
cook, and I want you to make sushi and eat it at your house.
Not a chance.
It's overrated,
It's
Josh.
so easy.
I don't need to make it myself. I don't like it. It's overrated. Too many people think it's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Sucks.
Get out of my life. Sushi. Done with you.
All right.
I can't support that, but interesting choice. Rance, back to you.
Well, my second thing is another thing that a lot of people like to do. Went with the beach with my first pick, but my second pick is camping. I think camping is very overrated because I'm not about roughing it, man. I mean, I can have a great time in my own house, watching TV, have a few drinks, cook my own food. I don't need to be out in the heat, sitting in a lawn chair around the campfire, sleeping in a tent, back gets hurt. I mean, I don't need any of that shit. And a lot of people love to camp.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Don't get me wrong, but I'm not about that camping lifestyle. Mosquitoes, bugs, I don't need all that kind of stuff. So
Has gotten a little easier with some of those 3-foot high air mattresses they've put together nowadays.
Oh.
For sure.
Now, if you give me a camper with a generator and some air conditioning, I can rough it for a few days. In the camper. But if we're talking about sleeping in a tent, nah, I don't want any part of that.
I'm done with that. I think I've had my fill of the 10 years ago of camping as well.
Sounds like you're swearing off float trips, Rance, like in their entirety.
Yeah, I think I still could have one more in me, but it would have to be more mellow. I mean, it would just it couldn't be with a huge group. Maybe just a small select few in a
And some of those really
not canoes, just a raft. And just something simple.
They have those cabins at some of the.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, and we have to stay in a cabin.
The last one we went to, we did an air conditioned cabin. So once you get off the river, you go into the air conditioning, and it's glorious, game changer.
Yeah, that's huge.
I would highly suggest. It was on a raft too. Yep. Very interesting. Camping is decent. That's a solid pick. I'm gonna go with my second pick here. I'm gonna say strippers. Strippers, super overrated. I mean, what are they showing me that I can't get on the internet somewhere else? I don't have to pay for it. I don't need strippers in my life, man. I don't need them.
Okay.
I respect the game, but I just don't need strippers.
You need that personal touch, Josh. If they lie to you right to your face, it's great.
Yeah.
Tell you how handsome you are. You're the nicest guy that's come in there. It's like when butters went to raisins. That's perfect.
I just don't need. I guess my confidence is high enough. I don't need.
Sky high.
My self-esteem, my self-worth.
No one blowing smoke at me.
No, I don't need any smoke blown up my ass by some coked up girl that has half clothes on.
Now, I think coked up. I think you're reaching there. They're not all on. I mean, they're all on cocaine.
I mean, obviously, I don't know if they're all on cocaine, but I would.
The ones I want to talk to are. There's them.
Did you watch Hustlers?
Ones. No, I did not.
I still got it on DVR. I've got to do that.
Hustlers also in that one-word title category. If we'd have got to it,
probably 100
time. I can check that out. Hustlers was. I got two of them that I need you to guess. Actually, Hustlers was on the dancing one. It got 87% from the critics. The one I wanted you guys to guess was Banshee.
Oh, I love Banshee.
Banshee is 89% from the critics.
I'm shocked.
Yep.
That did not seem like, yeah.
For a show that got canceled, that's pretty high. Pretty high. But yeah, strippers.
Multiple seasons.
Get strippers out of my life. Brian, to you on the turn.
Well, kind of following your lead, the answer is the Beastie Boys. I've never understood why people love the Beastie Boys. They treat them like they're musical icons, and they're screeching in my ear, and they're hard to listen to. I have to change the channel every time they come on. I can't stand to listen to them. If we did the Men in Black thing where we reset everybody's brains to forget that they're all icons, and we drop them into America's Got Talent, or we just drop them into your local karaoke bar, and you watch these schmucks come out and scream at you with their whiny-ass voices for 40 minutes, you'd buzz their ass off the stage immediately. Beastie Boys stink.
I mean, the Beatles would not be on open mic nights. They'd be booed off the stage at open mic nights. So I totally understand what you're saying.
I think the Beatles would be perfect for open mic night.
Beastie Boys
and nothing further. They wouldn't be the Beatles.
As a white kid that grew up in the late 80s, the Beastie Boys are awesome.
That's not all I got going for them.
Listen to Brass Monkeys.
Brass Monkey.
That funky monkey.
Jesus. Beastie Boys, I like that pick. I like it.
All right.
Ryan, you're starting off the third round here.
Let's make the turn here. And we kind of talked about this months ago, Josh. But I'm going with super expensive food. It's always overrated. Mm-hmm. It's always very tasty. But if it costs twice as much and there's not that much difference, And not to mention, the more you pay, usually the portions go down,
Yep.
which is not what fat guys like us.
Yep.
That's not what we're looking for when we're spending our money on food.
And
I'm
also
gonna say
you're paying
specific.
for size
Yeah.
around.
I'm gonna say specifically though, excessively expensive steaks. Go to some
my
of these steakhouses,
fancy steak. Yep.
and they want you to spend $100 on a fancy ass steak cut that's been dry aged or some bullshit like that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
if I splurge one time and I spend it on a $75 steak with truffles over the top of it, all I want is the steak I had last weekend on the grill that was just properly seasoned, a nice ribeye that's properly seasoned off the grill. Give me that all day, every day. I don't need your fancy bullshit that costs 3 times as much.
Or better yet, $75 worth of ribs.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking.
It's always truffles. Always truffles.
Always.
Hit 'em
That'll
out.
get you every time.
What's on the menu? That's so expensive. Truffles. It's always truffles.
I
Anything
don't
with.
think I've ever been to a place that even has truffles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then them of themselves would be in the overrated scale.
I mean, we did talk about the Gordon Ramsay Steakhouse trip that I
Mhm.
took, and how I just had beef Wellington on a pedestal, and it was good, but man, it was not worth the price tag.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I like fancy steak a lot. Good pick. Kind of along the same lines here. What pairs nicely with a good red wheat or red meat? Wine. Wine is the most overrated alcohol ever created.
Yep.
It is, and it comes with its own fanboys that are Schlanskians in and of themselves. So get wine just completely out of my life. The worst hangovers by far. I mean, just everything about wine, the pretentiousness, the taste, the people, the hangovers, just check, get them out. Wine, get out of my life.
It's supposed to be paired with a great meal like some red meat. You're not supposed to get drunk off wine, Josh. That's what your problem is. It's not
It's
not
for
whiskey.
sipping.
It's not vodka.
I would rather sip whiskey.
Drink a whole bottle.
Wine can get right out of my life forever.
Interesting pick.
I don't like wine either, so I'm with you.
That's fine.
That's a upset of the century, Captain Schlansky.
I know, right? How about that? Throwing a little
That's-
curveball, you guys.
Yeah, you got some credibility back with me. Your Marvel Cinematic Universe pick.
I got some credibility too with that.
That's
right there.
yummy. That's very. Do you like it?
It is good.
Shout out Boulevard. Very good Radler you came out with recently. On to rants.
For number 3, I picked I've been doing a lot of shopping at the store because I shop for most of the groceries when Kelsey's working, and everything that says organic on it. I'm so sick of that shit, man. The markup on it, sometimes we buy it. It don't mean a shit. It doesn't taste any different than the regular bullshit that you're stuffing down your gullet.
Yeah.
And all it is $3 or $4 more. I mean, I'm just so tired of this organic stuff that gotta go organic. Oh, you gotta buy this organic now. Bullshit. I don't need to buy it. It ain't any different. You
Mhm.
can't tell me any different that it's tastes better or that it's even better for it. I'm just not gonna buy into it. So
Yep.
the old organic food, I'm gonna go
I like
with
it.
number 3 for my most overrated.
Good pick. Kitty.
All right. I am going to go with New Year's Eve party at a bar or club. It's way too expensive for what you end up getting out of it. Done some places where we've gone to a bar. Here's pay $30 to get in, and it's packed with people, wall to wall. You can't move. It's not very fun at all. The real hack is to go out New Year's Day. Go out for a nice brunch New Year's Day, and then have the full day of just kind of bar hopping, get some drinks in you.
Football,
Yeah.
too.
And watching football, bowl
You
games.
watch the bowl games on the whole
Yeah.
day. New Year's Eve parties, overrated. Give me New Year's
Agreed.
Day. I love
Totally.
that.
Good
I like
pick.
that pick a lot. Yep.
Yep, me too.
And let's see, my last pick. Got quite a few on my list here still.
Yep. I'm gonna have I'm gonna need some of you guys to pick some more of these off my draft board. I got too many overrated things. Got
Yep.
too many things to bitch about.
I'm going to go with all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh,
What?
Do not like those.
That might be more egregious than Marvel Cinematic
What?
Universe in my world.
All right, I'm gonna spend $20 for some chef to make 50 mediocre items. Fucking great.
oh, like a Shoney's all-you-can-eat buffet at breakfast? Fuck.
Golden Corral bullshit. It's trash.
Oh man.
Mm.
Unbelievable.
I'd rather pay a little bit less just to have just a normal size good meal for breakfast or brunch or dinner. Just all you can eat buffets. They just get out of here.
For the record, Kitty's got a baby stomach. He can't finish a full meal.
Eats like a bird, just nibbling.
I can go through about 2 plates at a buffet. I'm pretty good, pretty solid.
So then you're paying for the variety, not the quantity.
Yeah, nah.
He
There's
doesn't
upside.
appreciate it because he can't do the damage.
Right.
Even if I could do the damage, then you just feel like shit for 12 hours. What's the point?
That's part of it.
Oh, that's
It's about the experience.
like 3 hours. It's exciting.
That's my life after every meal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's a tough pick.
That's yeah.
Boom. Dropping some hot takes here.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my God. Rance, what kind of damage can you do? What further damage can we do?
My last pick off my list, and I've just had a hatred of these for a very long time. I had them growing up, and number 4 pick, overrated, cats.
Yeah.
The worst.
Cats.
Are fucking horrible pets.
Yeah.
People love them. I had several of them growing up. They have no loyalty. They'll run off on you at a drop of a hat. They do not give a shit about who takes care of them at all. They piss on everything they can find. I don't think they even have much of a personality at all. I hate them. I hate cats.
Mm-hmm.
I had cats growing up. They'd up and leave. I'd be heartbroken and now I'm so scorned about them. I can't stand them. I don't even
Jaded.
want to see
You're
them.
just super jaded.
People seem to love them, and I don't get it. I mean, I don't.
They shed like crazy.
I am done forever with cats, and they're very overrated pets.
I like that
They're
pick a lot.
assholes.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, they only
Care about
are nice
themselves.
to you because they're getting food from you. Other than that,
Selfish sons of bitches.
to get their own food, they'd scratch your face up at night.
Oh,
you
they
That's
would.
that's coming from a pet sitter, so you know that that's a valid opinion.
Yeah, it is.
The man has watched rabbits, and he would rather watch a rabbit than another cat. It sounds like. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth.
No, it's a very close battle. I'm not sure yet.
So
I like that pick. Cats.
I do. I thought you were going to say the musical or something first, maybe.
Also,
check out that Rotten Tomatoes score.
I have it here. Do you want to know what it is?
Has to be abysmal.
21.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Star-studded cast and was complete dog shit. I heard.
Absolute poopy. I'm going to go with my next one, and I'm going to go with being informed. I think that's super overrated. Just turns us all into super cynics. I mean, everyone's agenda. I mean,
Yeah.
the more you know, the more pissed off you are. I think that's just across the board.
Yep.
So being informed, super overrated. Just leave me in my little bubble. I can just leave my blinders on to everything important, and I can just keep going with my life as if nothing around me is any different.
Shit, the
Ignorance
more
is
you know
bliss.
about this MLB dealing, the more pissed off you
100%.
get. I mean, Jesus.
Yep.
If you just
Yep.
giving up on them and say, I'm a golf fan now, your life is great.
Yep. Hell, I might, like I said, might be an NBA guy at the end of this month,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
which I saw they're coming back a day sooner now. Is it July 30th now?
Yeah.
Boy,
Right.
Thank God.
Really helps us out.
Thank God.
All right, let's close this baby out. This is another item that I hate, and I'm just convinced that people have lied to themselves for years and said this is good when it's awful. Blue cheese is the worst. People choose to eat it. Blue cheese smells like the inside of a construction worker's boot at the end of a summer. People smell this and say, I'll put it in my mouth and pretend it's good. I have never understood why people
kinda
eat
like
that
it.
shit.
I kind of do too.
It smells disgusting. Why would you put it in your mouth?
I think it's great with wings.
Ugh.
I think that's fair because I do not like the smell, but I do like the taste. It is very, it's very
Yeah.
strange. It's one of
It's
those foods
gross.
that it doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
They always pair it with buffalo sauce. And like, no, I don't need to calm down the buffalo sauce because I'm a man. I can have fucking hot wings.
Right.
I'm good.
And on top of that, when they say, do you want ranch or blue cheese? I say nothing because half the time they bring you blue cheese anyway and it stinks up your whole plate. Don't nobody need that shit at the table.
Personal vendetta.
Get out of here,
Nobody
blue
needs
cheese.
that shit at the table.
Love that take.
I think we're gonna hit some blowback on this this waiver wire this week.
I hope so. We need to give
A lot of
Come on.
lot of different things there, going from the
Yep.
Beatles to cats to blue cheese. Just a little bit for everybody. Nice hodgepodge.
Come on, let's get your hot takes in here too.
Let's get outraged. I've got a big draft board. We're running low on time, so I don't want to go through them. But there's
You
probably
haven't
going
been
to be
triggered by one thing
Yep.
tonight. I don't know. You must not like very many things.
maybe the poll instead of the best list. We need to go by the most triggered. Might be the more interesting poll at this point. Yeah, we're running low on time, so let's get into the final shenanigan for the week, the Waiver Watch. We've all got something we watched this week, and we're reviewing it, whether it was good or bad. Rance, I'm going to start with you. What do you got?
Well, fellas, I don't know if you know this or not, but old Gordon Ramsay's got a new show in its second season on National Geographic called Uncharted.
I watched some of the first season.
Uncharted?
Uncharted.
Oh.
Uncharted. Uncharted.
Uncharted? Is that that's
You can't
all other show,
unshard a
I
shark.
think.
He goes to these locations and he sharts.
Mhm.
Never
It's
been
in his
short.
second season, but he goes to these different countries. It kind of reminds me of like an Anthony Bourdain, like no
Mhm.
boundaries type thing.
Yeah.
But instead of visiting all these restaurants, he's like meeting the people and they're taking him around to collect, I'd say like ingredients and stuff to make a feast. And at the end of the show, he cooks it for some higher ups or something, him and somebody else.
Right.
So he might be fishing or diving in the ocean for mussels
Yeah.
or collecting herbs, all
Harder
that
to
kind
get,
of stuff.
right?
Yeah,
Harder to
stuff
get
that
too. Yeah.
basically collecting stuff from the wild to cook. So it's pretty good. It's
Yep.
a little bit more of a mellow Ramsey. He does cuss, but he's not berating anybody. So it's not, I like
like
when
you-
he really insults people, but it's
Sure.
not like, he's a little more chill in this. And it's pretty
No.
good. So
He's not
National
super
Geographic.
cheesy, but he's not just undressing people.
right.
Yep.
So it's a lighter side of Ramsey. There we go.
Has he done that Running Wild with Bear Grylls yet?
I don't know if he's
Not
been
that
on there or not. That'd
That'd be a solid
Yeah.
combo.
Because he does do some pretty cool stuff. I was pretty impressed by some of the stuff he was doing on there.
Yep.
Scuba diving, and he jumped out of a helicopter, and that's impressive to me.
I think the one episode I've seen of him, he was rappelling a cliff and collecting eggs or something, right?
Yep, something like that. Yeah.
He's an impressive fellow, that Gordon Ramsay. Come on the podcast, Gordon. We want you.
Yeah, we do.
We've got a lot to talk to you about.
Talk about that expensive beef Wellington you
Beef
paid for.
Wellington, the Beatles. We got a lot to talk about.
More importantly, we've uncovered a new reality show where you prank your friends, you give them a little bit of food poisoning, and watch them shit their pants and see how they react and how they clean it up. It's called Uncharted.
It's called Uncharted. Just a smidge of food poisoning.
Just a little bit of poisoning
Yep.
us all.
Just when they try to pull off that fart when no one's around, and then they get the big eyes.
Oh God.
Oh no! And then you watch them scramble. I would watch every episode.
That is a great premise. I'm very into that.
Let's
Very
finish
into
that.
Because there's always going to be that one moment where the camera catches them and be like,
Exactly.
Moment of clinch.
I'm over 40. I can't trust farts anymore.
Call it the clinch of the week.
Oh, Uncharted.
I like that a lot. Brian, you're spitting hot fire right now.
Oh,
So what's your waiver watch for the week?
well, season 5 of Queer Eye dropped here recently, and I feel
Yep.
like nobody's talked about it. I don't know if people are just kind of over them or what, but jumped into that this weekend. The first 4 episodes are just awesome. I mean, if you've enjoyed Queer Eye, great storylines. You can just skip 5 and 6 because they stink. Because I don't know why they chose these people that don't really need any help. I like when they help people that are helping other people, so consumed helping other people's that someone else does nominate them.
Right.
There's that saying that, squeaky wheels get the oil, and what they do is they find the wheels that need oil that don't squeak for themselves, and they're just helping other people, and there's some great stories. And so I would, in this time of day where everybody's fighting each other right now and everybody's pinned up and pissed off, put a little light in your heart with a nice season of Queer Eye.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to watch that. We watched the
good
last
stuff.
one. It's
Are you
good.
talking about 5 and 6, both the Kansas City seasons?
No, this is all Northeast. This season 5 is in the Northeast.
It's in Philly, but you
Philly.
said that
You talking about
last
episodes 5 and 6, or you
Yes.
talking about okay?
episodes 5
okay.
and 6. Yeah,
I
five's like this little rich entitled girl that's an activist, and she's taking a gap year after high school, and it shows her living in like this super nice house. And it's like, I get wanting to promote her because she's an activist, but she doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
They give her a makeover, and she's a good-looking like 18-year-old kid. I mean, what are you doing here?
We
So
just finished the father-daughter. The daughter was getting married.
Oh yeah,
That one was one of my favorite episodes of the entire show.
that'll
so
get
far.
you. That'll get you.
That he gets some new teeth, like
Yep.
some fillers. That was an awesome moment. I was
No
going to
spoilers.
use that for my my waiver watch at some point too. But good stuff. Queer Eye. Go check it out. Kitty, what do you got?
A movie I watched recently is Under the Silver Lake. Little Andrew Garfield movie. He's in LA. He in this apartment complex sees this girl swimming in the apartment complex pool, hangs out with her for some of the evening. He's infatuated with her. Next day, she's gone missing, basically. She's up and left. No real clues of what's going on, and it's him trying to find her for the next 2 hours. It's weird. It's got some good moments in it, but just kind of very weird to be weird, almost kind of movie.
Interesting.
So it's not, I mean, this is one of those.
It's like Memento.
I've never seen Memento.
It's not like Memento, I bet.
I have no idea. Probably not. But yeah, it's just, I mean, LA is a character in the movie, Josh, if you will. It's like it's an artsy LA scene, kind of where he's part of. So it's interesting. Weird as weird can be. So I wouldn't say go out and watch it if you come across it. Yeah,
I was going to say, where can folks go watch that if they want to?
That was on.
It was a screaming, really good review right there.
I don't know if that was Hulu or Amazon.
Hmm.
That was when I was dog sitting. I think I watched that one. So
Under the Silver Lake.
Under the Silver Lake.
Interesting.
Andrew Garfield for all you Spider-Man fans.
Spider-Man. That's what he's known for. Spider-Man.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm going to go with mine, close it out here with we watched The Long Shot on HBO with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Really good date movie night. Really good date night movie is what I've been trying to. Really solidly funny. Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen. And he's in every movie, so it's really funny. Charlize Theron, is kind of hard to see dramatic actors make the leap to comedy, but she crushes it. She's really, really good in it. Some really good supporting cast. Ice Cube's son is in it. What's his name? O'Shea.
Oh yeah. Yep. O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson. He's pretty funny in it as well. Really good message. Really good funny parts. So I'd highly recommend going and checking out The Long Shot. It's on HBO right now. Highly recommend.
Nice.
And a bonus, I finished The Outsider today.
Oh,
Wild,
And we got 6.
wild shit.
Yeah.
Great show.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It is good stuff.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's going to do it here for the Clearing Waivers podcast for this week. Appreciate you joining us. I do want to encourage everyone to like and subscribe us both on our YouTube channel, but also on the Kansas City Podcast Network channel. While you're at that channel itself, plenty of good other podcasts to go check out while you're there. We've kind of given Spoken a shout out. Life's Okay is on that, is very good as well. Keeping Up with Mad Marlin, also very good. I think his name's Run Your Mouth podcast. Definitely give it a check out. Gutter Sluts. Trying to think of the other ones on that. Fake Ned Minute is on there. Very good. People You Need to Know. There's a good interview podcast from Dom and Fully Loaded Kansas City on there. Plenty of things on there. Go check them out. We always appreciate giving all those guys a shout out because they do put a lot of time and effort and energy in it as well. But as far as we go, we appreciate you joining us again. Come check us out on the social media platforms, Facebook groups, the Facebook page. Get involved with our polls per usual. I want to give the Halloween's another shout out because they provide the music for us. Maybe we'll switch it up and throw some of their other music in on the end of this. We'll see. But until then, for Kitty, Brian, and Rance, and myself, I do want to hope you have a great week. Ta-ta for now.
The day is done. Now the night has begun. Nerves in a restless crowd. The burning sun. Now nowhere to be found. Deep underground. 'Cause I have faith that nobody else can protect you, no. A page is burning, we'll all be dead under virgin snow. I have faith that nobody else can protect you, no. A page is burning, we'll all be dead under virgin snow. So hold your body close to the flames. Don't go so haughty, walking away. Hold your body close to the flames. Don't go so haughty, walking away. A loaded gun. close to the flame.